Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to the Quiet Altar. So I have in front of me a deck, the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. It's a mass-produced deck. I'm sure if a lot of you who are watching are avid fans of tarot, then you've seen this deck before. I don't know if you have it in your collection or if you've just seen it around, in the stores and people using it to read and on YouTube and all the other social media platforms. Well, I've seen it everywhere I just mentioned, but I've never purchased it. So I got a chance to purchase it, not at the retail price. It was less expensive. And I thought I would get it because I always thought that it was interesting. And it's got a scratch right there. And I never was familiar with the author, Chris Ann. Well, apparently this deck first came out in 2018 when she had amassed a following, and she started a Kickstarter campaign, and then after that it sold so well on Amazon and on other platforms that Hay House picked her up, and they now publish 3 of her decks from what I know. And so I got more interested in her, and I was looking her up, and her website came up. But it looks like she hasn't really posted anything since 2024. So I was like, when you go to a website and there's a calendar of events and stuff like that, and then they just either don't keep up with it or it just seems like they just drop off the face of the earth. So I inquired on the internet, and it said that she had some sort of accident and that she was trying to stay away from social media and take a step back. But she's still creating, I guess. She has some unpublished works that she's still working on. And so as a new fan, I hope that she's doing well and that she can come back to social media, because that's the only way that people like me, anyways, will get to know her better. Because, I don't live where she lives. If she goes to Barnes and Noble, around the area where she lives, I wouldn't be able to go. And I think that's one benefit of social media, is reaching the masses. And so I hope she's doing well, and I hope that she returns soon. Now, I don't know if she's making a presence on Instagram or something like that, but I haven't looked into it. Maybe I should have before I started the video, but there you go. So I actually went on, instead of just saying that she's not on social media because I wasn't sure, I wanted to go on Instagram because that's where it seems like most influencers spend their time. And she has been on there. She's been on there recently. I guess she's got a workshop coming up in June, or a retreat. And I've looked into some of these retreats before, and they're very expensive. I know, you would have to, I would have to save up. And when you have a family and stuff, it's difficult to go to those things. Anyways, so I don't want to say she's making a comeback, but she has a presence on social media. She looks great to me. So it looks like she's recovering well, and maybe we all need to take a break from social media, which is difficult. You just doom scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and before you know it, you haven't done the dishes, your laundry still needs to be done, you need the vacuum, the cat litter needs done, your family's hungry. What else goes on when you're not paying attention? I want to put this up here so we could have more room. There. I think that's giving me more room. Yeah, now I'll put this up like this. Anyway, so that is that. And so I'm going to just look at the Light Seers cards, because the first thing that came to mind when I saw it, here's the guidebook. It's narrow, a lot narrower than most of them, but it's a nice book. And let's see, the Three of Swords, it says the Light Seer, which is upright, painful separation, loss, heartbreak, an opportunity to heal, shadows coming to light, feeling inspiration again. And the Shadow Seer is not accepting loss and need to heal, being stuck in your grief. Yeah, so I would definitely agree with that is the depiction of the Three of Swords, or the meaning of the Three of Swords in the tarot. So the Light Seers Tarot does, in my opinion, follow the Rider-Waite. And some cards don't, they deviate. And sometimes you wonder, where they came up with the meaning. And so here are the cards. They're not in any particular order. This is the back of them. And they're kind of stuck together, because I think this, despite the fact that I just bought it, it's brand new. I don't think whoever had it really broke it in. So let me see if I can shuffle it. Yeah, it needs to be, it's so stiff. Hi. And my phone keeps jerking around. Let me see if I can secure it down better. So let's do a reading with them. I have an issue going on at work, and who doesn't, right? But it's kind of been ongoing, and I just want to see if there's going to be a resolution to this issue that I'm having at work, or if it's just going to be ongoing and be a never-ending cycle of bullshit. That's what I should say. This one fell out, so this one's going to be extra. So let's see. This is the Death and Rebirth card. This is this Four of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords in reverse. They're all in reverse so far. This is the Four of Cups in reverse. And then I'm going to save the one. Oh my gosh, they're all in reverse. Now, a lot of people are like, oh gosh, they're all in reverse, doom and gloom. Well, let's see first. Let's get into it before we say that. Okay, so to me, the Death card in reverse does mean that you're not going through the rebirth as it says. You have an aversion to the rebirth, or you're not ready to move forward. You're not ready to move on. And so let's see in her book what she says about the Death card. If I can get there, the Death and Rebirth. Light Seers, which again is upright. Cycles of transformation, rebirth, transition, change, new beliefs, newfound awareness, endings, a symbolic death, and an initiation process. In reverse, the Shadow Seer, it's clinging to the past, fear of change, sentimental attachments, forces of destruction, mortality, end of hope, and mourning and loss. Oh, geez. Okay, so the second one is the Four of Swords in reverse. To me, this means that you're not getting enough rest. To me, the Four of Swords in reverse and upright is kind of the same thing. One is just worse than the other one. So it's in reverse and you just have an aversion to taking care of yourself. You're just not getting the rest you need. So let's see. Let's see. The Four of Swords. Now she says, Chris Ann says, upright, a time of deep rest, transmutation of shadows, healing from burnout, taking a brief holiday from your reality, self-love. Well, and I can see the upright being that too, especially, you know, looking at the other cards near it. It could be that you're just taking some time off from people and you don't want to be around and you're taking time for self. I can see that. And then, or upright, it can be, hey, giving you a warning, you know, get some rest, take some time for yourself, and looking at the other cards around it, you know, you would decipher. And then in reverse, it says, not recognizing dangers of burnout, a need to spend time recovering, dedicating your energy to self-care. Yeah, so it's telling you the same thing almost, but upright, like you kind of do it on your own, and then in reverse, you're not doing it. You might even know you should be doing it, but you're not. So, yeah, I can see that. I can see that, especially with this situation. And this is the Queen of Swords in reverse. So another sword. Let's see that. To me, the Queen of Swords in reverse is it can be somebody who is manipulative and like cold or abrupt. They're not looking at it from both ends or both sides. You're not seeing the other person's point of view. They're closed off, and they can also be bitchy and very narcissistic and downright mean. So let's see what the Queen of Swords says here. The Light Seers upright, it says, a thought leader, unbiased decision-making, an excellent communicator, wise and logical counsel, integrity and honesty, being perceptive, intelligent, and being direct and seeking truth. Yep, I see that. You know, upright, the Queen of Swords is a really good leader, and she's a good decision maker. She's good at business. And so Chris Ann here, it says Shadow Seer in reverse says, sharp and sometimes cold communication, strive to use your words wisely and refrain from being mean or emotional. Indifference, a message to use your head more and your heart less. Aloofness and bitterness. Yeah, I can see that in this person, but yeah, I don't know if she uses her heart. I don't think this person at work uses her heart. So yeah, the person is very aloof and very bitter. This reading's really okay, so it's already telling me what I already know, but I wanted to see if it was going to advance into a different direction, a better direction. So now the Four of Cups in reverse, to me, upright, to me that Four of Cups upright means that you're not seeing what's being offered. You're not being open to the emotion. You're not seeing the opportunity. You're just closed off, and then if I see it in reverse again, it's kind of the same thing, except it's a little bit more advanced to that. Like you're like nobody can get in. Like you're so negative and so bitter towards any emotion that no one can get in. So let's see what Chris Ann's. So that in upright says missing opportunities for abundance, time to meditate, frustration and boredom, being a brat. Well, you know, that's kind of surface. Not accepting what you have, apathy, introspective, stability, leading to boredom. Yeah, I see that. I can see that. And then in reverse it says focus on the negative, pessimism, a time for patience, gratitude, a gentle nudge to stop complaining. Well, she's making it very not lighthearted, but she's not making it as dark as I would. So I see it as, you know, they focus on the negative, and there's, you know, have you ever had a friend or a family member who that's all they do? When you see them, that's all they do is complain. And they're always so negative about everything in life. And I've had a few friends that I've had to stay away from because of it. I have one right now. I've known her for over a decade. I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing all the negativity. Yeah, so it's not gonna, it's just, according to this reading so far, what I was hoping for is not gonna happen. So, this is the one that flew out. It's the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And to me, upright, it just means that, you know, you got a lot going on and you need to try to balance things out and not take on so much or ask for help or try to get organized. And it's an infinite, it's ongoing in the world, in our life. We always have these cycles, and we have to, you know, life is a balancing act, essentially. But if it's in reverse, you're not seeing that. You're not seeing that going into new cycles and you know, seeing the how the imbalances can forever keep you unorganized and over emotional, and you know, you might go on a cry fest, and so that you're not seeing that. So let's see what Chris Ann says. Oh wait, that's not the right one. The Pentacles, yeah, Two of Pentacles. I'm sorry, it's the Two of Pentacles. I just described the Two of Pentacles because I thought that's what that was. Let's see, the Two of Pentacles is upright. It's a need to balance many aspects of self, juggling obligations, equilibrium, seeking harmony. Yep, indeed. And then the shadow self is being out of balance, disharmony, committing to too many things, a need to prioritize and slow down. So yeah, to me it just means the same thing in reverse and upright, except it's in reverse. It's twofold. It's you know, you're not getting it, you're not seeing it. So there's a lot of not seeing it. There's a lot of, in the reading, there's a lot of the person being closed off and not seeing it and not wanting it and not moving on and not they aren't trying to be a team member, essentially. That's what I'm getting out of the reading, and it's not a good situation. So that's the reading that I had with the Light Seers Tarot, and I just want to, I'm going to put the reading aside for a second and just go through the rest of the cards, because I want to pull another card on that, an angel card for myself. And so let's just go through the other cards real quick. They're beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. And again, to me, when I look at them, you can definitely see the Rider Waite in it. And this is one of those decks I'm going to keep because I just, I just think that it's such a nice deck. I don't want to get rid of it. And it's mass produced. It is mass produced, so you can get it anywhere for inexpensive if you so desire. And I was looking at this because, like I said, she had a following, and then she did Kickstarter, and then Hay House bought up the rights to her cards. So you give, when somebody like Hay House takes over publishing, you give up your creative rights to your work, and then you get a royalty. And I was like, well, how much could they get for that? And I was looking it up, and it says that, let's say you as an independent artist print 500 copies of your deck and you sell them for $60. Well, you're probably going to make 35 bucks off of that, right? But it's only 500, and you don't know how long it's going to take for you to sell them. Whereas if Hay House buys them, they would print 5,000 copies, and they would be distributed all over the world in various bookstores and wherever else they, online and wherever else they sell them. And then you just get like maybe $1 for each deck. So you could see how it might be scary to allow that to happen, to have a publisher have control over your creative rights. But you already created it. It's not going to change. You're not going to change it unless they ask you and you work with them to change it. So it's there, and you still use it as yours. You're the creator. You just don't have the right to go out on your own, I guess, and change it and, use it in a certain way. But after you get in the Hay House, they have a lot of different classes that you can give, and you might go on tour with the other creators. Like this workshop she has coming up, I'm going to look into it further, but it might even be other people from Hay House. Because if you go on Hay House's website, they have courses you can take and get certified in. Just like you used to be able to get certified as an angel card reader with Doreen Virtue, they have other certificates you can get. You can even get certified through Hay House as a tarot card reader. Now, a lot of people say that's not worth it. I don't want to get certified as a I already know tarot. But if you get certified through Hay House, that's saying a lot. Anyways, Hangman, Eight of Swords. Yeah, so I like this deck. Oh, and what I was going to say is that when I first opened it up, I thought, oh my gosh, this is so like whimsical and fairy tale like. And there was other words. I was like, what's the other word I'm looking for? And then I looked it up, and it's boho. It's boho. It's, what's the word they use now? Cottagecore, whimsical, boho. If you want to say hippie, a lot of people don't like that word, but it's, everything I just said is pretty much means hippie, if you ask me. And I feel like I'm halfway between boho, whimsical, and goth. And I don't know what you call that. Look at the Three of Hearts. Now look, Three of Swords, sorry. Now look, that's kind of how I am. I'm goth. But I also have, I don't know. Let me see. What's one that's, I'm goth, like the surfer. It kind of reminded me of surfer, kind of, yeah, because I like that too. And then I have like this kind of a boho side about me, which that is. And then I feel like I'm very independent. And I can be closed off, too, sometimes. And I love, this is the Queen of Wands, and that's my card. I'm Aries. And that reminds me of myself. Like, I love having fun, and I love everything spiritual, you know. So that's that. Look at these cards. I'm trying to get through them quickly because I want to pull one more card for my reading. And then she even has guys in here. Look at, he's like on the beach drumming or something. The Seven of Cups, or he's trying to pick a cup. He's confused and doesn't know which one to pick. But it reminded me of a drumming session on the beach. Here where I live in Florida, down on the beaches, they have drumming circles. I've been to really good drumming circles at this one church I used to attend. This one guy would lead the drumming, and it was so spiritual. I just wish he would do it again, but he, I don't think he's been around. Can't really find him. He did a tuning fork treatment on me one time. It was really very healing. Yep. And that's so odd because he kind of looks like him. His name was Joel. Or it is Joel. He's still around. You know, he's still around. Oh, look at that. Interesting. The Six of Swords. That's a different take on the Six of Swords. Oh, look at the Devil. I mean, anybody would follow him, right? Okay, where are you going? I'll come with you. The Judgment and the Five of Cups. Like I said, they're not in order, but they are beautiful. So, just to recap, the reading that I took for myself for the situation at work is saying that it's not going to change. The person that I'm concerned about is not going to come to the table. They're going to continue to go down this road of manipulation, deception, and self-destruction, really, is what it is. So I thought what I would do is I'm going to take a card out of the Travel Pocket Oracle. And this is a deck by Eugene Vininsky and Elsa Kapanavoski. And they're out of Sweden. Or is it Switzerland? It's Sweden or Switzerland. I always get those two mixed up. Anyways, they're card creators, and they're one of those creators like Patrick Valenza for me that I just have more than one of their decks. I actually think I have three or four of their decks. And then this deck, and the name of their company is called Tarot Mania. And you can find their stuff online, on Facebook, or I think they're on Instagram, but they also have an Etsy store where they sell their stuff. And it does take a minute, and it might be a little more expensive for postage now because, you know, issues with postage. So that's why on my Etsy store I had to stop selling overseas. I wish I didn't, but it just got too expensive. Okay, so let's just pull one card out to finalize this reading. Spirit guides, just help me pick one card out. Okay, there you go. Nine is the bell. For whom the bell tolls, a message is waiting. Okay, so in the guidebook, let's see what that is. Number 9. It says, the bell has its own voice and its own language. It speaks to people in. Wait, let's read that over again. The bell has its own voice and its own language it speaks to people in. It is always worth listening to the warnings in order to avoid danger, timely or not, to get late for a big and fun. Oh, wait a minute. Sometimes the way they write it, maybe it's because of a cultural thing. It is always worth listening to its warnings. So you want to listen to the bell's warnings in order to avoid danger, timely or not. Now, timely or not, to get late for a big and fun celebration. That part doesn't make sense to me, because it's telling you, it's giving you a warning to avoid danger. And then it says timely or not, to get late for a big and fun celebration. So maybe you don't want to be late for the celebration, but there's also another message in there. It says that the warning's worth listening to. Yeah, so I would say that to this person. The warning is, there's a bell tolling right now. So, but that doesn't give me any information about whether or not it's going to be settled. And I think because that means that it's ongoing. So again, that was the Travel Pocket Oracle that I took the Oracle card from. And the Light Seers deck by Chris Ann. And yes, she is still on social media. She's on Instagram. And she's kind of like advertising her adventure, her getaway, her retreat. Her retreat, I think, is coming up in June of this year. So if you want to learn more about that, go to Instagram and look up Chris Ann. She'll come up and learn more about her retreat. I think I'll look into it more, but normally they're like I said, normally they're just too expensive. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. Please like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are, please like and share, because I still need, more than anything, I need views to get monetized. Not that that's really my goal on YouTube, but I've been on YouTube for a while now, and I think I have 400 subscribers, which is okay for me, because I've been on for a minute, so I'm getting up there. But it's the watch hours. I can't believe how many watch hours you have to have in order to get monetized. It seems like it's easier to get subscribers than it is to get watch hours, because I think you have to watch the video all the way through or something. I don't know. And it's harder to get watch hours on shorts. I know people like shorts, but I like to talk to people, you know what I mean? So maybe I've talked too much. I might even have to shorten this video somehow. Okay, so I hope you have a great Sunday. Go out there and do what you got to do. Embrace yourself. Look at the light. Look at the positive. This is the Quiet Altar. Namaste.